there, everybody. Sister Terry Burney with you today. And one of the things I'd like to talk about this time around, which also deals with the Bible and current events, is the very recent Bruce Jenner interview with Diane Sawyer, in which she was discussing becoming transgender. What I thought was really interesting in that interview is that Mr. Jenner talked about his relationship to God as making this transition into being a woman, and that Diane Sawyer did bring up that passage in Deuteronomy about for a man to dress as a woman is an abomination in the eyes of God. There are other people that will also use Sodom and Gomorrah as an example, and that's just more being immoral and having multiple partners, in my opinion, and not just homosexual partners, but being very promiscuous. That could be applied there as well. And, specifically what I would say is those passages are in the Old Testament, and very, very powerful passages. The Old Testament, obviously very important. If you come to a Catholic service, we read a passage from the Old Testament, and then we also read a passage from the New Testament. And so, we definitely give the Old Testament its due, but what always strikes me are the people that will condemn someone for not accepting Jesus, and the New Testament will be the first ones to find the passages in the Old Testament to condemn somebody's lifestyle. And I will just say for me that whenever you use God's words to harm another human being, to justify being hateful and vitriolic, as you are pushing yourself as far away from God as you possibly can. So for those people that, say, well, but there are references to homosexuality in the New Testament. Yes, there are in the Gospels of Paul and Peter, but those weren't directly attributed to Jesus. Those were written after Jesus died. Jesus himself never addressed homosexuality. So you can say that, well, maybe the Old Testament addressed that enough. He didn't feel like he needed to speak on it. It may not have been an issue that he really felt was pressing enough for him to discuss while he was here on earth. You can take away from that what you want, but I would really love for your biggest takeaway to be that don't use the Bible to harm other people and to judge other people, because unless you are a judge in a court or you're a magistrate and that's your job is to judge and dispense justice, you don't really have a place to use the Bible to judge other people. The use of the Bible is for you to be the best person that you can be, to use that so that at the end of the days when you do see God and you are before that judgment, you can know that in your heart you were good, you were kind, and you were loving. And as you might have followed also in Leviticus, this I say unto you, love thy neighbor as thyself. And John 13:34 also says a new commandment, love one another as I have loved you. Those are pretty clear mandates. If you stand on the side of love, you stand on the side of God, you stand on the side of Jesus. If you use the Bible to justify hate, homophobia, and bullying people, you don't stand for God. You're just using words to hurt people, and that, in my mind, is an abomination. So I'm getting pretty strong here, but I feel very strongly about that. I have worked in places when I was a marketing director with people who were gay and are my friends and are still my friends. And that anybody would use the Bible, what I see as something beautiful, to hurt them, seriously hurts me. So there you go. That's the gospel according to Sister Terry, or at least how I like to live my life, is being loving and accepting. And, that's all I can tell you is follow Jesus' example and love one another as he loved you. And when you stand on the side of love, man, you are absolutely not going to go very far wrong. So for this week, Sister Terry Burney, come back next week. We're going to talk a little bit about baptism and the different types of baptism that are out there. There's actually 3 different kinds if you didn't know. So anyway, have a great week. Again, love one another and God bless.
Mary cat. Mary cat, 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 cat. Cat, 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 cat.
Okay, Sister Mary Cat, let's talk about what we talked about a bit today, which is how important it is to live Jesus' lesson of loving Well, actually, Leviticus, love thy neighbor as thyself. And then Jesus said, love one another as I've loved you. And St. Francis just loved animals, period. Like you. But I think sometimes people get so stuck up on wanting to judge other people that they miss the whole point of what Jesus' lesson was. And as I said before, Jesus never mentioned homosexuality. Many people might say that's because other books covered that, but maybe again, just loving and accepting people was his path. And that's ultimately what he wanted us to do. Yes, that's right. Just like I love and accept you, and you love and accept me, even though I know I drive you crazy. Yes, I drive you crazy. I drive you crazy. Okay. All right. I love you, Sister Mary Cat. I love you. And we'll see you next time. And bye-bye. And bye-bye.